Today we're going to make a coiled effigy bowl. They had several bowls where they had little legs, like 3 or 4 legs on the bottom, and it looked like an animal. And we're going to start with a coil. So you rip off a chunk of clay, and then hands go together, and as you roll, they go apart. And you're shooting for about thumb thickness. Yes, I'm rolling everything. For this first coil. It broke, but that's okay. And take it and roll it up like a snake. This is where it doesn't matter that it broke, because I can just add on. Then you're going to take one side and smooth with your finger. And this is to make your bowl so it's watertight. And then we build on the cloth. You need to make more coils to build up on your bowl. Just don't go using up all of your clay. We need to leave some clay. Need to set some aside for parts. So I'm going to set a chunk aside for parts. Then everything else is going to be for coils. So now we make more coils. So squeeze it out into a fat caterpillar. Roll. And as we go up, the coils can get skinnier, so this one doesn't have to be as big as my thumb. But you do always want them bigger than your pinky. And we set it down. And if you want it to go wider, you just set it so it's a little farther out. And that can make your bowl a little wider. Then you smooth with your thumb. And I'm going against the grain. The coils go horizontally, so as I smooth, I'm smoothing vertically. And once you're done building your bowl as tall as you want it to be, then we're going to take a sponge. You get it wet at the sink, squeeze it out at the sink, and then we gently rub it over the outside of your pot, and that'll smooth it even more. Just remember, the big cracks have to be done with your fingers. The sponge cannot work miracles. And try to avoid pinching the sides. We need this to have thickness to it, that way it can hold weight, because next we have to make legs and make parts that go on this bowl. So we take our leftovers and ripped off a chunk or 2 or 3. There's a few of the pots had 3 legs. And we're making coils, but these have to stay short and stubby because of this wonderful thing called gravity. So I'm going to roll coils. Try to get it so they're close to the same size. If they're not, then we slice. You can shape them better with your fingers. Now that I've got my 3 stubby legs, they have to be properly attached with slip, which is just really, really wet clay that we use like a glue. So we stick a dirty toothbrush in there. Don't worry, it's never been used on teeth. Brush where you want the leg to go. Brush where it's getting attached. And then press them together really firmly. And then repeat. It's got to be set up like a tripod. So I just turn my pot upside down. So this is called slipping and scoring. And then take the clay that's left and shape it with your hand, slice with the tool, carve as needed to make it into some kind of an animal so we can stick its head on the pot as well. And if you're adding little parts like eyes, they still have to have the slip and score technique to attach those to. So you just have to be really careful where you slip and score. And press things on very firmly to make sure they're going to stay. For the ears, I just took this tool and twirled it around to make little dents in it. For my little nose, I can do the same thing where I just shape it, slip and score, press it on, wipe away anything extra. And I can use the tool to do some more carving to make a mouth. And it doesn't have to look happy. It can look scary if you want it to. And once you're happy with your head, then we have to slip and score really well to make sure it stays on. You want to aim for the thickest part of your bowl. So I'm going to go with this side. Making sure I have a lot of slip on there. And same thing for the back of the head. Press really firmly. And because it's so heavy, I may have to put some extra clay underneath to support it to make sure it stays out. And you also may have to go in with your tool to scrape away any extra slip that might ooze out. And last but not least, you need to use a pencil to write your name on the bottom when you're all done. And then I will go around with my clay needle, because anything that's large like this head needs to have a hole poked in it. That way it does not explode in the kiln.